Hello, I am Jody Wolf, and you're watching Expoz today, April the 20th at 11:35 p.m. Birmingham, Alabama. Topic: the Boston Massacre. I've got some things I want to say about that, and more or less, I have more questions than I do answers, and but the marathon terrorist bombing on Monday the 15th between 2:44 and 2:46 p.m. left hundreds injured, dozens with amputated arms or legs or both, 3 dead, and probably more will follow that. 27,000 people ran in this marathon on Monday. It's a yearly marathon that they've been doing for a very long time, and it draws a lot of people. And the two brothers, the 26-year-old and the 19-year-old, both from Chechnya. The elder brother was named after, ironically, the founder of the Islamic movement, or the jihad movement, where all this started a long time ago. They were members of the Chechnyan Wahhabi tribe, or cell, the same cell that Osama bin Laden came from. Who would have thought that? And Dagestan, which is right on the edge of Chechnya, and the country, by the way, is ex-part. It used to be part of Russia, but it stretches to the Caspian Sea and all the way into, or the sea, into Iran. There's a really dead straight water shot between them and Iran without any interruption in traffic or movement or anything else. The country border, the country's borders, although they're kind of limited on who they, well, what I'm trying to say, there's a lot of eggs laid in Chechnya, okay, but they're sent to other places to hatch, like Pakistan, Afghanistan, Iran, Syria, Egypt, Saudi Arabia. There's a lot of eggs hatched in Chechnya, and they're sent throughout 40 of the other 58 countries to see what they can hatch into, and you see, by the way, what 2 of them hatched into. This was in their minds the whole time. It wasn't something they thought up when one of the brothers sort of quit school 2 years ago and suddenly come back. No, he went to get his orders straight. He went to get down just what he's supposed to do, train, rehearse, learn how to build his bomb, come back, and how to plant it in a certain place to get mass casualties. This is what Israel goes through all the time. It's like a weekly thing with them. Do you remember the hostage school? Do you remember back when Chechnyans took a school hostage? I don't know if you remember the whole story, but you remember that 300 children were shot in the head? If children doesn't mean anything to these people, why in the hell do you think anybody else means anything to them? But that's where the school came from. That's when they took this school hostage many years ago, and that was part of what they do, by the way. And the global jihadists got its start in, yes, Chechnya. And I would love to know the two boys who were known to be from Chechnya, the home of jihad, if our people knew where Tamerlan, where this boy was named after the Muslim warrior of the 14th century and known as a hero to the Muslims, did it not ever register to anybody? Did it not require a second look? I guess not. And by the way, I heard a lot of homegrown terrorists. BS. And that's what it was, BS. This is not homegrown. And you know that as well as I do. And again, I can't understand why red flags didn't go up way back. I don't mean 1 or 2 years ago. I mean 5 or 6 years ago. Why weren't red flags waving in the air all around these people, knowing the history of where jihad was born, the same place these two boys were born? Alright, and I say this, the fertilizer factory had absolutely nothing to do with nothing. It was completely, I believe, an accident. But I may add one thing here. There has been a continuing, and this has been reported a number of times, but for some reason nobody has found out anything. There's boats in the rivers off the coast running around Port Arthur refineries in Lower Texas. And when they tracked one of them, they ended up getting in a white van and leaving. However, they found a notebook with a complete map of the area around the backside, the water entry port of the Port Arthur refineries in Texas. And nothing's done about that. Do you remember well, you may not. I did a blog on April the 14th, 2013, 11:20 p.m. And in that blog, near the end, I said this. I said, watch for the Muslims in the briefcase bombs or the suitcase bombs. They have found 2 to 3 years ago around 100 prayer mats lying around the desert between Mexico and Arizona. Well, that number has jumped to over 500 prayer mats been found in that area. So then I make a statement, why don't we keep a watch and an eye out on what's going on and what's coming through our back door posed as Hispanics or Mexicans. And I doubt seriously that any of this stuff that they had was made beyond our border and brought through Mexico into America. But at the same time, I mentioned two critical, keep an eye out. One was the Vatican, and one was the suitcase bombs that were coming into our country that were brought in by Muslim terrorists. Again, I said that on April the 14th at 11:20 p.m. Jody Wolf, Expoz.